Hey, how's it going, guys? So I just wanted to do like a little weekly breakdown of what happened this weekend. If you weren't able to watch all the games, talk about some cool stuff that happened, and then present the top five plays of the week. And I'll put the top five plays video on YouTube probably right after this. So, we'll just go through by the hour, talk about some cool stuff that happened, talk about the standings, and then what to look for next week. So the first game of the week was Linus versus Team Slam Shady, and unfortunately, Column couldn't make it yet again. 2 weeks in a row he's been gone. Kind of rough for Team Slam, but they're doing good. They're still 2-2. They ended up winning this one because Spection clutched it out with 5 stocks at the end, coming down to the very last stock against Kevy. And you'll notice on Team Lioness, the Bows taking 6 stocks here. Pretty big performance from him, but not enough to carry his team. He got on the mic later. He was a little disappointed. He's definitely a little down. Team Lioness, the only team without a win so far. So looking kind of rough for them. On the other side, we got Team Cork. Cork clutched it out in the end for his team. They had a sub for Bowtie because Bowtie's internet was down. Team Vlone had a sub as well. Yoshi subbed in. I can't remember for who. I don't remember Vlone's whole team off the top of my head. But Cork ended up clutching that one out for his team. Saturn did really good. Yet another what would be MVP performance, taking 7 stocks, but on the losing team. Tough break for him. Over here, we've got Team Tom. Tom put himself in first and just took 8 stocks right off the bat and basically locked this for his team. Nobody else on Team Pickmans was able to take more than 2. Couldn't make up for what had happened at the beginning. And so it was, just systematic at that point. And then on this side, we got Team Copel with another win. Fun fact about Team Copel, despite what some may say that they have a weak lineup, they're actually the most deadly team across the 2 weeks based on how few stocks they lose during their wins. And that's in big part to their team captain, Copel himself, coming in and taking 6 stocks in this one. I think every time Copel comes in, he takes so many stocks. He's definitely the MVP for their team. But Zinkus has definitely been performing for them as well. He's taken out 4, I think, in at least 2 or 3 of his performances, I believe. And the notable thing on that one for Team Perry was that Jeems wasn't here for this one, and Jeems is the heavy hitter for Team Perry. Not saying that that's the only reason Team Copel won, but it's just a little asterisk that Team Perry didn't have their best player for this one. Then over here, back to what I saw, Team Lioness versus Team Vlone. You'll see again the Bows coming in second and also taking 6 stocks again, but also on the losing team again. Tough break for him. Vlone came in, closes it out like the team captain should. And he was looking strong when he came in. He took 3 stocks, only dropped 1 of his own. The double Game & Watch team. I would never want to play against those guys. Man. Then on the other side, Team Quark, they had a different sub, PL? PI? I don't know how you guys say this guy's name. What's up, David? And he went off of Ori was telling me that this guy would only be like a 3rd or 4th round pick in our draft, and he took 8 stocks on his own, tying Team Tom over here for the MVP performance of the weekend. And I don't know, Team Slam just couldn't come back from that. They were down so far after that. You can't get double 3-0'd. You just not in a 5-man crew battle. There's no coming back from that, basically. PI? Okay, and then Team Tom versus Team Perry. We see the return of Jeems, and Tom leads again, and instead of taking 8, he only takes 2. But that's to be expected against what I would consider probably the best player in the tournament, James, taking out 4 stocks. And then from there, yeah, it just pretty standard issue after that point. And then Perry in the end, beating Hawk 3-1. And then the last battle of the day, Team Copel versus Team Pickmans. I just got done watching this one, and Pickmans comes in at the end, and he beats TechFest and only takes like 34% and takes both of his stocks. And he only lost 1 stock to Zinkus, and it was like the very last, like, Pickmans loses that stock, comes back, and then takes the stock right away. Like, he almost took 5 stocks for 0. It was a crazy run. But yeah, he brought that one back around for his team. I was scared for him when he went in, but he just devastated him. So looking like a pretty good weekend for them. And then, so that leaves us. Let's go look at the standings. So, the standings are like insanely deadlocked, which means that the draft ended up working out pretty well, and everybody's done pretty well so far. Except for these guys here. Let's just pretend that they're not here. Team Linus really struggling. We've been calling them on the commentary Team Never Lucky, because they just have such unfortunate things. Like, Beehart missed a Hatchet Man after getting a shield break, and then lost to the match after that. And Beamed had an SD after he was up like 100% to 0, and then he SD'd. And like, man, just a couple of rough breaks for Team Lioness. They've been close to winning a couple of times, but just not able to do it. Team Tom, first place 2 weeks in a row, but Team Quark catching up to him. They won both of their matches this weekend. And yeah, everybody else has been tied 2 weeks in a row. All of these teams have been tied. Everybody's gone 1-1 2 weeks in a row. So, let's look at the schedule for who we've got playing this weekend. If we come down here, I'll make this a little bigger. Yeah, that looks good. So we've got Copel versus Vlone. Not to say that Team Vlone is carried by Vlone, but Vlone has had very big performances for his team. Those are 2 different things, you know? Yeah, your week 1 Palu taking 2. Yeah, definitely. I mean, taking 2 stocks against James is just good no matter what. So, Team Tom versus Team Slam. Not that I've got anything against Team Slam, but in my opinion, if Colm doesn't show up for this one and they don't find a really good sub, they're in trouble, because Team Tom, after seeing him perform for a few weeks now, is probably my favorite in the tournament. Then we've got Team Quark versus Team Pickmans. Another one with some really strong team captains performances this weekend. We'll see who wins there. Quark coming off of the 2-0 weekend, you know? Team Lioness versus Team Perrymaster. I don't know what to say. I don't want to dunk on Lioness's team too much, but Perrymaster's team can just be so tough with that Young Link and Shotos between James and Perrymaster. They've got like 2 raid bosses on their team. And then Craig, the Zelda player on their team, he's actually had some really good performances. Like, I don't know I've never met him before, and he signed up and his profile says like mediocre Zelda player, but he's definitely above mediocre in my opinion, at least on Wi-Fi. I think Team Lioness could win that, to be honest. They just need to get the order right. Yeah, I could definitely see that. And Lioness needs to actually show up for this crew battle. Team Copel versus Team Slam. This is my wild card match for the weekend. Team Copel is so it's hard to understand how they do so good, because like, not to say that their players are bad, but if you look at on paper, it seems like they would be lower on the tier than most of these other teams. But like I said, they're the most deadly team by the statistics so far. and they've picked up 2 wins, so I think this will be a very interesting one. I have no idea who could win between these two. And then we got Team Tom versus Team Vloneflex. I don't know. Both look pretty strong. I'd like I said, I still favor Team Tom, but Vloneflex, they've got 2 Game & Watches. Does Team Tom have people that are good against Game & Watch? Let's take a quick look. Where's Tom's team? Oh, over here. They got Hawk. Hawk could go Ike against them. And Tom's been working on Palutena. Palutena's pretty good against Game & Watch. I think they've got a good enough team to handle the double Game & Watch. That'll be a good one to watch. And then at the legendary, this is the Social Distance Demons. We have the Social Distance Demons Classic, Quirk versus Perrymaster. I'm sure if you guys follow Perrymaster on Twitter, you've seen his Game & Watch rants just talking about how much he freaking hates that character. So I really hope this comes down to Quirk versus Perrymaster at the end, and they just like have at it. That'll be the storyline, you know? And then closing out the day with Team Linus versus Team Pickmans. Pickman's team, they're kind of, in my opinion, like middle of the table. Maybe like that's where I expect them to end. But Pickman's himself has been going off. I think he's got 5 stocks every time he comes in. Definitely carrying his team. But I think this is one where Team Lioness has a hope to pick up a win in this one here. So yeah, that's the schedule for next week. Banjo's high B team. 2 frames Game & Watch on B. Alright, anyway. So, what we're going to do now, I'm going to premiere the top 5 plays of the weekend. I'm going to put this on YouTube right away after this, but that's going to be the end of the stream. I just wanted to do this little thing where we talk about next week and stuff. And I hope you guys thought it was cool. Maybe I could bring people on. We could talk about stuff next time. I don't know. It was just an idea I had. Anyway, I'm going to premiere the video now. I hope you guys enjoy it. I made it myself.